Good morning. I am Peggy.vandeplassche. I am the author of Paris Mushroom and Me, a memoir on microdosing psychedelics for joy and happiness. So today I want to discuss with you 3 reasons to start microdosing psilocybin for the holidays. So we're all looking for the same things: success and joy. Some of us might throw money and love into the mix, but from my perspective, they are intrinsic to success and joy. So why does it seem so elusive, though, especially when combined? For the longest time, I've had this perspective that I had to trade off joy for success and vice versa. When I started working 20 years ago, after a month, the excitement of being employed, earning my own keep had already worn off. And, like the monotony, the pressure to perform, the team's dysfunction, all of that have been, draining my energy. And every time since then, when I was wondering, well, is life and work supposed to be that dull? People were always telling me, well, you can have it all, be happy to have a job, or it comes with the territory. But really, I could not resign myself to live a life of quiet desperation. So, I thought the grass would be greener elsewhere. So I changed jobs, I changed industries, I changed career, I changed country, city. And, I thought I would be able to find success and joy, preferably concurrently. But, it was such a careful balance to get it that I could not really find it. And my energy, my appetite for life was always drained. So I keep changing and hoping for something better. But, I realized that it was true for mostly everyone. Most of us are going through life without excitement or even zest for life. So last spring, I was really desperate for a change. And I decided to take extreme measures, and I started microdosing psilocybin. And you can find more videos on that, and I will put in the comments some link to my newsletter on that topic. I received tons of questions on my regimen, the products I use, and the retailers I buy my mushrooms. So in a nutshell, really, you can refer to these articles, but in a nutshell, my favorite mushroom is the golden teacher. I take it as a chocolate edible. I also take my golden teacher under other firms, like gummies, for example. I tried other mushroom, but that's really the one I like best. My regimen changes all the time. I adjust, the frequency, but also the quantity based on my mood, my activities, but also the experiments I'm running. So for you, if you're starting, a small dose of golden teacher, so think alpha square or 0.25 gram every other day is a great place to start. And what is very, very important is have an intention of why you are microdosing. It is very important to have an intention because it focuses your mind and that really acts as a GPS for your brain. And so for me, I'm microdosing and I'm thinking about what I want more in life and what I would like it to look like. So one thing I want to say is microdosing is not taking one small dose at some point and then expecting immediate and long-term results. The frequency, the dosage, and your intentions are really key to succeed. You would not take mindlessly a tablet of vitamin C and expect an instantaneous and long-lasting boost of energy. Well, it's the same thing with microdosing. So one feedback I want to share, after I started microdosing and I started writing about it, I had a lot of comments, I received a lot of feedback, and there is one person, Jay, and thank you for your feedback, Jay, who I thought it was a great feedback I wanted to share with you. So this is what he says. I didn't notice much at first, but in the past couple of weeks, I caught myself laughing really hard at something one of my daughters has said. And I realized that it had been a very long time since I had a good belly laugh. So I guess that gives you a good reason why to start investigating microdosing. So if you are not yet convinced that starting microdosing psilocybin during the holiday is a great experience for you to try, so here are 3 reasons I believe you should reconsider. So the first one is, well, you're likely on a break. Most of us have a break from work and a regular schedule during the holidays. So it is the perfect time to try something different without the interference of work. So in addition, this time of the year stands for 2 main things. So first, for most of us who have to run around buying gifts, preparing dinners, hosting, traveling, meeting relatives, it turns out to be a very stressful and triggering time. So yes, the holiday season technically should be a happy time, but it tends to turn out into an exhausting marathon, and it's very unkind to our mental and physical health, especially if you add the overeating, drinking, smoking, spending, which set us up for a massive hangover for the new year to come. The second reason why this is a good time for you to do it, and what I mean is that you're likely on a break, and we've all have heard and read the studies explaining that people with goals are more likely to be successful than people without goals. And usually the holidays, the new year, it's this time of year we're setting new goals. Personally, I believe that it's not so much the goal setting that makes one successful, but the fact that this person has removed the autopilot, gave their GPS a new direction, and has been trying something different. That's what makes them successful, not the process of goal setting. So if you want to get different results, it seems obvious, but you need to do something different. So you can check out actually one of my videos, How to Get Unstuck, for more insight. But also, like setting the same goals that we set every year: more money, a promotion, less alcohol, losing weight, exercising more, and so on, without changing anything about our mindset, will yield the same results, meaning no results. So if you really want to read more on how to ditch the traditional goal setting for something more expensive, you can check my video, New Year, New You. So another good reason why this is good for you to try psilocybin for the holidays is you want more success. And yes, we all want more success. It's human nature to want more, and this is a good thing. It pushes us out of our comfort zone and it makes us grow. But however, very often we tend to think of success as a trade-off to more work, less time for ourselves, less time for our loved ones, a bit the no pain, no gain mindset. And the beauty of microdosing is that not only the day seems very long because microdosers are more present, but also the level of focus and performance is greatly improved. I mentioned previously, I wrote the first draft of my memoir, Paris, Mushrooms, and Me, in 10 days. I had always wanted to write a book, but I never found it in me to do it. And here, I just sat at my computer every day and I wrote a chapter a day, just like that. So that book, and you can think of a Bridget Jones meets Eat, Pray, Love with a microdosing twist. That recounts the personal transformation I have experienced during my first 6 weeks of microdosing. And if you want to reserve your copy, I'll put a link below. So if you are looking for more success in 2023, microdosing psilocybin will be of great help for you. And the last thing that it's a great way for you to start 2023 and finish 2022 is you want more joy. The beauty of microdosing psilocybin is the edge it takes off of our nervous systems. It does really bring this pink buffer to our thoughts, our actions, and our words. So we become less reactive to our environment for multiple reasons and in different ways, which bring us more joy. So first, the time slowing down gives us the time to stop and decide how we want to respond, as opposed to jumping right away with our habitual negative reaction. So we can now really think about what would the best version of ourselves act in these circumstances and choose to act accordingly. Second, the higher awareness we experience helps us get off the autopilot and understand why we do what we do, why we say what we say, why we feel what we feel. It really gives us the opportunity to unplug these negative patterns that have been acquired over time and that are likely not for our greatest good. The third thing is that our uplifted mood and more positive outlook support us in seeing what is already working well and focus on the positive. By looking at the glass half full, we uncover more opportunities for joy, but also more options in our life. Dissipating, like that dark cloud over our head, or at least a part of it, it really helps us to unstuck ourselves, but also to perceive the beauty in our current situation. And the last thing is we discover more compassion for ourselves and for others, but also more clarity in who we are and what we want. We feel more comfortable sticking to our guns and standing up for ourselves, not from a place of reactions and conditioning, but from a place of values, our own values that are aligned with our authentic self. So freeing ourselves from past conditioning, fears, patterns have a lot to do with experiencing more joy in our lives. You just have to look at young kids who don't know yet that they are supposed to do that, think that, feel that, say that. They experience life with joy and the zest that most of us would really greatly benefit from. So I know that well because I've been on that bandwagon for quite some time now. And really my newfound or refound ability to experience what is happening to me with curiosity, interest, gusto, and optimism has truly upgraded or up-leveled my life and my experience of it. I hope you loved this video. Please comment. I would love to hear your perspective. And I hope you will give a try to microdosing psilocybin during the holidays. Thank you so much and happy holidays.